everyone, I'm Kathy Dawson. Welcome to Can You Relate, Cleveland's and Northeast Ohio's relationship show. We have a really fun show for you today because Father's Day is this Sunday. This show, we're going to have a relationship roundup. Are you ready? With all men. 3 men on the couch, all right? We're also going to talk about Father's Day and fashions. If you haven't gotten a gift for your dad, you're going to want to stay tuned. And strap yourselves in, we have Mr. Romance coming in. But first, we're going to talk about your children and their relationship to nature. Are they coughing, sneezing, rubbing their eyes? It's summertime and it's time for allergies. So let's find out what we can do about it. You know, it's hard to have a great relationship with nature when all you're doing is coughing, sneezing, and itching and rubbing your eyes. But I have good news. I am so delighted to welcome Dr. Richard Lavie to the show. You are actually you work for the Allergy, Asthma, and Sinus Relief Center in Twinsburg and in Chardon. So I have to ask you, am I imagining it, or are there more allergies now than when I was growing up?
It seems like it. It really does.
It really does.
And it's the $1,000,000 question. Nobody knows why, but we know it's happening.
Okay.
And
so what do we do about it? I mean, these are with you work with mostly children, right?
I see all ages, but we see a lot of kids because they're the purest form of allergy. Their misery is our misery. So we see it and we notice it more. So
are their symptoms more exacerbated because they're younger? Or not?
I think we feel they seem to be more allergic to more things than you or I would be growing up 30 years ago.
All right.
So it's worse. It's definitely worse.
Now, my son is 25, and Dave has had allergies ever since he was like 4. And every time fall would come around, you know, the eyes are swollen, he's itch. We're on Benadryl or whatever it is I used to give him.
Yep.
And he still struggles with it. So how do you help children? They got to go out and play, right?
Right. I mean, this is childhood. This is quality of life. This is what we want every kid to have, is to have a great summer. And it can be miserable if they have to stay indoors.
Miserable.
So avoidance is key, but avoidance isn't practical.
Right.
How can you avoid nature?
Exactly. You want your kids outside.
Right. We have 3 months in Cleveland, so let's enjoy them.
Right.
So you're supposed to have air conditioning running, stay inside, and wash yourself off thoroughly if you come in from the pollen.
Okay.
So get the clothes off, jump in the sprinkler, do whatever it takes to get all that pollen off you once you go inside so you don't have it on you.
Now, we don't have air conditioning. So what do? Just stick with the washing of the clothes, or how does that work?
Anything you can do to keep your house a little tighter and cleaner so that stuff's not coming in on you all day is helpful.
Okay.
But at the same time, you're trading off nature for
Right. You don't want your kids...
home.
Yes, exactly. Now, what do you think of air purifiers? Just curious.
They're helpful for pollen and for animal dander, but not much else.
So ragweed,
all those
mold.
things floating in the air, they can help circulate some of that out. But if you think about it, you have to have a huge filter for a large home.
Right.
And that's very expensive. So
Yes.
it becomes an issue of practicality. Can you really do this stuff in an efficient way?
Okay. You know what else? Dust mites.
Yeah.
Do you see people coming in with... How do you get rid of dust mites?
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
Right. These are creatures of nature. So unless we have a nuclear war, we're not going to get rid of dust mites. So I don't want to do that. Right.
So now, let's say a child comes in, his eyes are swollen, his nose is running. What kind of things do you do other than the environmental? Is there anything else that you propose?
Well, if it's really just a pollen or a seasonal type allergy, there's a lot of over-the-counter medications which people try before they see me. And generally, if they come to see me, they failed those things.
All right.
So we sort of try some other medications, make sure the avoidance is in place. And if they're truly miserable, the only thing that works is allergy injections.
How often do you give those?
Once you're on a good dose, it's somewhere between every 2 to 4 weeks.
Oh my. Is that for like just the season or for...
It's ongoing.
Ongoing.
Because what we're trying to do is fool you into thinking you're not allergic. We have to keep fooling you and fooling you and
so
fooling you.
So it's kind of like a vaccine, I would guess.
It is.
Okay.
It's exactly that. There's no medicine in this allergy shot. There's no steroid, there's no antihistamine. It's just what you're allergic to.
Now, Dr. Lavie, the reason I wanted you to come on is I wanted people to know that they have options. And you, in a very short amount of time, gave us several options. So thank you so much for being on the show.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And if you have a child or anyone in your family who is experiencing this, please give Dr. Lavie a call at 330-423-4444 or your website, at aaasrc.com. Stay tuned because we've got the men coming up on the couch.
Up next, do you want to be like dear old dad? Our all-male relationship roundup reveals how men raise their children and if fathers are a factor. And later in the show, we'll help you put your father into fashion just in time for Dad's Day.
Hi, I'm Alex with Northeast Factory Direct, where we have over 50 sofas for $3.99 each. Get solid wood kitchen cabinets, half the price of the big box stores. How about an 8-foot solid wood pool table with 1-inch slate for $12.99 at Northeast Factory Direct.
At Dimitrov Furniture and Design, we know spring is right around the corner. So now's the time to be shopping for seating, inside or out. Order your porch and patio furniture now, and when the weather breaks, Dimitrovs will deliver your new furniture so you can enjoy it for the full season. With over an acre of furniture and accessories to choose from, whether you're looking for inside the house or out, Dimitrovs has one of the largest presentations of seating in Northeast Ohio. Plus, we have easy financing available. Dimitrov Furniture and Design, off I-77 at the Jet Road exit.
This is our relationship roundup segment, and this is where I get to have my girlfriends sit on the couch and we talk about relationship topics. Guess what? The girls are gone and the guys are here.
Seems to be.
Hey! There. Oh, yeah.
So before we get into the question,
Yes.
I'm going to ask at this end of the couch for you to introduce yourself. Tell us how many kids you have, if you have any, and if you're married, how many years.
Michael Cardamone, married a year, 0 kids.
Okay, thank you. You need some water?
I do. I'm very emotional around Father's Day. Joe Cronauer. I have 4 boys, and I have a lovely wife, and I'm also married to Trapper Jack.
Thank you so much. Joe and I have been together now for, 2 kids, married 24 years, 1 boy 21, and 1 estrogen American who is 17.
You win the prize. 24 years, that's the highest in this group.
Is that right?
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Okay, so are you ready? Here's
ready.
the question.
Okay.
Father's Day is at the end of the week. What 1 or 2 gifts did your father give you to help you be the best father you could be? Whoever wants to chime in, just go ahead.
The gift that our father gave us?
Yes, that has helped you be the father that you've
Oh,
been.
in general, not
In
something
general.
necessarily
It's
a
not
package.
physical.
Well, if you'd
Not a
like to
package.
share a really
It's
cool
not
gift.
physical.
I would say a tool.
This
like
is a
drill.
rhetorical question.
Is it? So it's not like Aquavelva?
No.
Okay, just
Hey,
checking.
what?
That ugly
Whatever.
tie,
Yeah, okay,
no.
got it. Okay.
Trapper.
How about integrity? Real serious answer?
Yep.
Integrity. He had a tremendous amount of integrity, and I've always admired that about him and tried to live up to that.
That's really wonderful.
Yeah,
And
I
as do
thought
you.
that would make me look good if I
And
said
it
that.
does.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, moving on.
Yes.
Thank you.
My father actually taught me to step away at times because I remember my mom handled a lot of the disciplinary, like when we would break down and we would not talk, Dad would step away and say, you know what, think about this. So I'd actually learned to step away from the situation and give myself a little time to cool off.
That-
You've actually left the state at times, have you not?
As a matter of fact, I have, yes.
Now, I have to tell you, that's one of the skills I teach couples in my office. It's called Let's Reconvene. You step away, but you and I have talked about this.
Yes, yes.
But that means you're coming back. You're
Yeah.
not leaving the. So
Maybe
that's
in
very cool.
Maybe in September.
And I
Michael
do have
learned
to,
this
no,
one,
and I
step
do have
away.
to say, even though I don't have any kids, my father has always taught me, and he says, no matter what, always be honest. It has helped me with friendship, it has helped me in business, and it has helped me with my wife. I mean, to communicate and always be honest. So,
Helped him at the track. I helped him in a lot of places. That whole honesty
Yes,
thing.
doesn't it? It
Yeah.
you
really
know,
does.
you just so rain on my moment.
But now you don't have children, but
No.
that when you do, that will be a legacy that you'll pass
Yes,
down.
I would hope so. I definitely would hope so, because it's gotten me in trouble a lot of times, but as long as you're honest, they might not like it, but they'll respect you.
Yes. Now, obviously, I'm not a father, right? But I do want to say something about my dad. The gift that my dad gave me is that he helped me learn to love men. I love men.
How many?
One in particular.
Yeah. I met your husband. He's a great guy, really. Really. No, he's a very good guy.
But did you ever meet a boboyfriend? Oh, he is so nice.
He's so much nicer,
Right,
probably.
but
Hey,
that's
Trapper,
the
her
gift.
husband's here, maybe.
Now,
so.
here's a quick question.
Ixnay on the mene.
Quick question. You all obviously have a fabulous sense of humor. Was your father instrumental in that? Or is that something you just came out of the womb with? Actually, he's instrumental in that anyway. So, but
He was very instrumental in that one thing. Yeah.
Yeah, you had cigars or something that day. I think, yeah.
That's for the late night show.
My dad, does he have a good? Yeah, I think my dad has a good sense of humor. I mean, my dad's not anywhere near as maybe outspoken as I am. Does your dad have a good sense of humor?
Oh my God, that's definitely where I got it.
Yeah?
Between he and my uncles, hands down, I know where I got my
Isn't that
gift of
wonderful?
gab and my quick wit and
What
smart
about
aleck.
Fox, father of Trapper?
What's his name? Fox.
Fox. F-O-T.
Okay, he did not to the same degree, but when you could make Dad laugh, is that not like the best
Yeah,
thing in
that's
the
right.
world? So when I could say something that could make Dad laugh, it was like, that was okay. That was
that's
good.
great.
That was
Now
good.
you have that gift tenfold. Thank you all for being on
Thanks
the
for
couch.
having me.
I have loved it. I know. I want another segment with you.
Are we part of the fashion show or?
Look at
you'd
it,
like,
the three
that'd be
amigos.
good.
One more shot.
Right.
One more shot.
I think you can see
We
Mr.
are
Mr. Rowe.
Three amigos.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Stay tuned because we've got Rate Your Relationship, I think, coming up next.
I give you a 10.
Rate Your Relationship is sponsored by Integrity First Planners, helping to make your future as predictable as possible. It's the end of the day and everyone is at home sweet home. But when you or your mate walk through the door, are you welcoming? Or do you go straight to read the mail? Spend time petting and playing with the dog. Wave to your mate while you're talking on the phone and continue the conversation. Bypass your partner and go to get changed out of your work clothes. Coach Kathy has some welcome advice for when you meet up with your mate.
If you said yes to any of these questions, I want to teach you a special way to connect at the end of the day. What I'm going to teach you is called the 10-second kiss. Now picture this, you haven't seen your partner all day long, you reunite at the end of the day, and again you give each other a 10-second kiss. The reason I teach this is to change the tone of the night. It's a wonderful way to set the tone. And by the way, if your kids are watching, it's a great message to show your kids that you really love each other day after day after day. So if you know someone who would like to take this survey, they can do so by going to CanYouRelateTV.com. Stay tuned, we have more of Can You Relate coming up.
Just ahead, Dynamite Duds for Dad. We'll show you the latest fashions for fabulous fathers. And later, if your dog not only drools, but rules, we'll help you put your pet back in his place.
Craig and Mark Lindell and Grange Insurance understand that life is a series of brushstrokes, large and small. Moments from the everyday to the extraordinary. As you move through your world, let Grange Insurance and Lindell Insurance put the finishing touches on an insurance plan to meet your needs. Having Lindell Insurance and Grange handle your insurance while you stay in the moment. Now that's a stroke of genius.
Father's Day is this Sunday, and what to get Dad? Whether your dad's trendy or he's kind of in a time warp, there's all kinds of options for fashion, and I'm so delighted to have Lisa Kushner here from Aurora Farms Premium Outlet, and we have a fashion show that we're going to get into in a minute, but a couple basic questions.
Okay.
And you are the general manager of the
Yes.
farm, right? Ties. Well, growing up, it was you get your dad a tie. Is that still the thing to do?
Yeah, if Dad enjoys ties and he wears them all the time, it's a great gift.
Okay.
Dozens of stores that have them. But if Dad's not real happy about going to work and is saying, "I wish we would go to Casual Fridays," tie's probably not your best option. But a lot of dads use that as their accessory, and they love the unique.
And actually, isn't it the tie that really helps them bring color into what they're wearing? And
Oh,
so,
absolutely. We have stores like Brooks Brothers have every color of the rainbow. So maybe you're going to spice it up a little for Dad by
Right, exactly.
getting a little exciting.
Now, what about golf shirts? That's the other traditional thing. Is that something that you recommend?
If Dad loves to golf, absolutely. And again, there's so many varieties, but what you really want to do is find a gift that suits Dad. You don't just want to, come in and last minute think about it. Think about his fashion, what he likes, what he's comfortable in. and
Yes.
find him something appropriate.
I will never forget the time I bought my father socks for Father's Day. I was about 8 years old, and I gave them to him, and they were 2 different colors. He laughed about that.
But you're still talking about that gift. It's a good gift if you're still talking about it.
Yeah,
to
well,
this
that's right. It's
day.
rated in memory.
Right.
Right. Now, you have some other things at Aurora Farms other than clothes, because we're going to get to the fashions in a second. But what
Yes.
other kinds of gifts do you recommend?
You know, if Dad loves to grill, take a trip to Le Gourmet Chef. They have great grilling items. Or, you know, if he's into music and sound, the Bose store.
Oh, the Bose store.
You can't beat that.
That's great.
And if he, you know what, he just loves sitting at home watching movies, head over to Harry and David and get him some great snacks that he could enjoy on the couch.
Okay, all good ideas. So now, fashions. We have a fashion show.
Yes.
So let's get started. Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Hi there.
Mike's here. This is a great, we talked about that golf shirt for Dad. This is from Nike Factory Store. Of course, if Dad's a golfer, there is no place better you want to go than Nike.
Okay.
This is a dry fit top, so it's going to keep him cool while he's out there on the course.
Yep.
Again, what I love, it would normally retail for $45. At the Nike Factory Store, it's just $25.
You gotta love Aurora
So
Farms.
the savings are great. So maybe you get Dad too.
Right.
Because the prices are so good.
Right.
And again, we have a great golf short, and they have the shoes. So they have everything he's going to need for that perfect golf game.
That is wonderful. And I noticed the shorts have pockets. Are they on both sides?
Yes, they got it. And it's got a nice cover, nice slim. It's not that bulky cargo.
Okay. What do we have
Yeah.
here?
Jim is wearing a great look from Brooks Brothers. This is for Dad that wants to have a little more fun with some color. A very classic look, but we've punched it up with this great plaid in the blue and purple.
This is something my husband would wear. I love the plaid. I love the fact. Is that pink or mauve or something in there?
It's like a purple, you know, it's a very hot color. So you're seeing all those different variations with a classic blue.
Yes. I love
Yeah.
to see men in color.
Yes, a lot of color.
Wonderful.
You know, a lot of great stuff. And here comes Wesley. This is a great look from Calvin Klein for that little trendy dad that wants to, you know, kick it up, be a little more trendy. And what we gave him is this great bag.
I love this bag.
You know what? New dads don't want to carry the diaper bag. So this is a bag from Calvin Klein. Again, a great leather bag. It's got the pockets because I have everything he needs for a little one, but it's way cooler
I
for
think
Dad.
this is great. My husband's always talking about wanting something like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Great
They look
shoes from
wonderful.
Clark's this year. So lots of fun stuff happening.
Okay, great ideas. Thank you so much for being on the show. And you've got to get out to Aurora Farms. To contact them, you call them at 330-562-2000 or go to the website at freedomandoutlets.com/Aurora. Stay tuned. We are coming back with Romance Review.
Next, it may be a dog's life, but it's your home. We'll teach you a few training tips for man's best friend. Then, we've heard about bullies on the playground, but in the workplace? Coach Kathy offers advice about avoiding intimidation in the office.
Summer is just a few weeks away. With its arrival comes a romantic summertime opportunity, a dinner sunset cruise on the Nautica Queen. This luxury vessel features enclosed as well as open-air observation decks, allowing you to enjoy the sights of Cleveland as you cruise under historic bridges. Whether you dine on peel-and-eat shrimp, chef-carved prime rib, or pasta Alfredo, you and your mate will enjoy a romantic dinner under the stars to the sound of onboard entertainment as you watch the sunset over Lake Erie and the nighttime skyline of Cleveland come alive.
Everybody wins when you decide to donate your ride to Our Lady of the Wayside.
Our
Donate
Lady of the
your ride
Wayside
to
is
Our
so much more than a car donation program. For over 40 years, we've helped thousands of physically and mentally challenged citizens live more comfortable lives within our network of homes. Our services range from assisting with personal care to developing productive personal growth. With your generous support and help, we can reach out to so many more. Y'all can help. Visit wayside.org or stop in to see us today. You can change lives.
Dogs, like people, have personalities, and how we relate to them really affects their behavior. Once again, we have Chuck Stella from Elite K911 here to talk to us about relating to dogs, and Denise Shields, welcome to the show. You have your wonderful dog, Bryce, who is what kind of dog?
Bearded Collie.
Look at this dog, absolutely gorgeous. So what kind of behavior challenges were you having when you met Chuck, when Chuck came into your life?
It'd probably be easier to tell you what I wasn't having,
Really?
But this was a dog that was all about himself. He didn't care about anything or anybody but himself. would not do anything he was asked to do. Door management was a huge issue. Jumping on people, wouldn't come when he was called. He wouldn't even look at you when you spoke his name.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, and I've had Beardy since '83. This is the single biggest challenge I've ever had.
Wow. And so Chuck enters, and what did you do to help the situation?
We changed a little behavior. She had very easy Beardies. She had dogs that were very focused on her, and she does have another one that's very focused on her. This was the first one that was not focused on her. So we had to teach her a few new tricks about becoming more of the pack leader and becoming more important to this dog. This dog, she was just a feeding, machine. She would feed him and care for him, but he didn't really have any respect because he was a little harder than the other ones.
This isn't Rosie. Bryce is not Rosie. I mean, you got to really know how to be a pack leader with Bryce.
Yeah, this is a 1 out of every 10 dogs or 1 out of every 20 dogs. You'll get that type of behavior where they just don't need you.
So did you go to Denise's house, or did Denise come to you?
Both, actually. We did a lot of work at home, and we did a lot of work in the training center.
Okay. Speaking of training center, you are you done with your expansion?
Almost. We're siding. We're getting our occupancy this week.
Wow.
So we're almost there.
And how many square feet?
We're adding. We added another couple thousand square feet to the
So
center.
what does that make total?
We have that'd be about 3,500, I think.
Wow. So you can comfortably hold how many people and dogs, do you think?
We don't do more than 5 in a group class.
Oh,
we still do all our
okay.
private stuff, but we do like 5 in a group class because we have to focus on the people. We don't want 15 dogs in the class.
Right.
But the big thing is we opened our rehabilitation center.
Okay.
And so now people bring us our dogs that are red line dogs that have real aggression issues, whatever. We take them and we keep them for a week or 10 days or whatever we need. And so they're there on site 24/7, and so are we.
And the rehab center is part of the expansion, correct? Or was that
Yes,
in?
it is. Yeah, it's part of the expansion. So the downstairs was the training center. Now that's the rehab center.
I'm going to be coming to the opening.
Oh yeah.
I really can't wait to see it.
I expect you there.
Thank you both for coming
Thank
on
you.
the show.
Thank you so
and
much.
if you have a dog, whatever kind of dog you have, and you need help with it, give Chuck a call. You can give him a call at 440-666-0749 or go to his website at eliteK911.com. Stay tuned. We have Ask Coach Kathy coming up next.
Coming up, some bullies never grow up. They just get a new job. Frightening fellow employees. Kathy's calling a mandatory meeting to manage this matter. And next week, is it possible to forgive and forget? Our Relationship Roundup has responses you'll remember. Next week on Can You Relate with Kathy Dawson.
For those who struggle with drug and alcohol addiction, finding the courage to change is the first step to lasting recovery. Discover life in recovery. Discover Glen Bay.
Glen Bay, nationally recognized drug and alcohol treatment for adults. Discover more at glenbay.com.
Workplace bullying is a serious topic, and we will be talking about it in a future show. For this Ask Coach Kathy, here is this week's question. Kathy, I've been married for 20 years and love my husband very much. I place a high value on romance, doing things to make each other feel like a top priority. I know my husband loves me, but sometimes I just want him to show me he loves me. Are there any husbands out there who are romantic? Well, I have one sitting right next to me. I am so proud and happy to welcome you to Can You Relate, Dr. Ron Arndt. Not only are you a dental coach extraordinaire, but you are Mr. Romance, and that's what we're going to be calling you because you're going to be coming on once a month to share, no pressure, to share the things that you do in your life, which are incredible. So can you give this viewer 3 tips, 3 concrete ideas?
Sure. When I hear that question, I find myself, so many of us disguise the things that go on in our lives, being so busy, and the kids and our careers, that we tend to overlook the kinds of things that we know that we could do with people that we love. Mm-hmm. And in this particular person's case, or in my case, my sweetness, my wife, I came up with 3 ideas that I thought. I call it it's an acronym called PULL. P-U-L.
Okay.
P is Post-'em notes. and I brought is a prop. Here's an example. So if Trish has been away for a couple of weeks visiting her family, it just is one example. If she does something really remarkable and unique, I grab out my Post-it notes and I write all kinds of goofy little things like, oh, I love you.
Love that. And you got big ones.
Well,
Look
I
at
want
that.
her to see them, and they're and I have them all over the house. They're in her underwear drawer. They're on the walls. And as a matter of fact, I had one on the back door. We walk out into the garage. It says, "My love for you grows more and more every day," and it was up there for 5 years. Until the painters who just did our house, they ripped it down. I was flummoxed.
They ripped it down.
I couldn't believe
But
that
that
they
shows,
did it.
I mean, the sticky part was probably not sticky anymore.
It's
but
still
that's what,
stuck. No, is open, and even some of the neighbors, when they come in, they say, "Oh, I love you more too," each and every day. Yeah, right.
Okay, what's the next thing?
Okay, well,
Ooh, I
the
see a
next one is U. It's for U.S. postage. And so what that really means is I find any excuse under the sun to write a little note, send it to her in the mail. It could be something as simple as, "Thank you for being a wonderful mother to my kids." You know, just
you mail it.
And I mail it.
You don't email it.
No.
You mail it.
No,
Okay.
I mail it. As a matter of fact, I use a company sometimes called Send Out Cards, where you can include photographs in these letters. Well, I sent her one. It's just a picture of she and me hugging.
Look at
that. And what I found is she cut it out and put it in this frame, and for the last year,
You know
it's
what?
been in the kitchen.
This is so cool.
Yes.
And good thing we're having you back, because we gotta move on.
Okay.
But finish this the next time you come back and you have something else.
I do.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you have a question, I'm either going to answer it or you're going to see somebody else on the couch. So email us at info@canyourelatetv.com. Stay tuned. I'll be back to tell you what's coming up next week.
Would you like Coach Kathy's help in making your relationship the best it can be? You can get in touch with Kathy by calling 216-932-5016 or visit Kathy at kathythecoach.com.
Thank you so much for joining us for Can You Relate? Stay tuned for next week's show. It's going to be a good one. We'll see you next Monday on Can You Relate?
Wardrobe provided by Aurora Farms Premium Outlets. Hair and makeup courtesy of John Roberts Salon and Spa. Can You Relate with Kathy Dawson is presented by CK Media Productions.